Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to settle the age-old debate that's been buzzing around like the White House bees. Mario Kart Double Dash versus Mario Kart Deluxe. Now, Joe, my man, you've got quite the reputation as a speedster on and off the track. And Donald, well, you're always up for a challenge, aren't you?
You know, Barack, they say experience is key, and I've got plenty of that under my belt, just like those perfectly timed blue shell dodges I've pulled off in Double Dash. This time I go home with the victory because I am the best in racing in Mario Kart Deluxe.
Listen up, guys. I've got the best items. Nobody knows items like I do. I've played every Mario Kart game, and let me tell you, Deluxe just oozes more class and luxury, just like my top-notch hotels. Have any of you ever stayed the night in one of my hotels? Let me know in the comments if you have.
Now, Donald, we're here to discuss the differences between the two games. And speaking of differences, the graphics in Deluxe are like a stimulus package for the eyes compared to the more modest visual flair of Double Dash. But Joe, I can agree with you. I think this version looks more like the classic one, don't you think? I really like these levels, I must say.
You're absolutely right, Barack. Those Deluxe graphics are so clear, even I can spot a banana peel on the track from a mile away. And that's saying something for a guy like me.
Well, I'm glad you're saying it, Joe. I don't want to come off as rude, so that's fantastic. By the way, I'd love to see you searching for a banana peel. I don't think you've actually found one before, have you?
Ha ha, agreed Barack. Joe can't even see the difference between a banana peel and a yellow traffic sign. So listen, fellas, I love the classics. Double Dash had that tag team action. It's all about teamwork, just like building a business empire. You know, I've been good at that. You aren't actually. So that's also the reason I prefer solo races.
Teamwork, huh? Just like how we worked together back in the White House, Joe.
You got it, buddy. But you know, Deluxe brings in so many characters and tracks, it's like a cabinet full of diverse talents working together towards a common goal.
But remember, Deluxe has all the best tracks from previous games. It's like I took all the best deals and put them in one place, creating a masterpiece.
Let's not forget the controls, guys. Double Dash had that unique two-character setup. It's like having a vice president, one to steer, and one to toss those pesky shells.
And Deluxe, well, it's like a smooth transition of power, just like when I took office. The controls are streamlined, and even I can handle them. No teleprompter needed.
Look, folks, I like to drive fast. Deluxe lets you auto-accelerate just like I accelerated the economy. Vroom, vroom, indeed.
And on the topic of speed, Deluxe's online play is like diplomacy on a global scale. You're racing against people from all over the world, forming international friendships.
You know, Barack, I've always been a fan of building bridges, whether it's with foreign leaders or navigating the treacherous twists and turns of Rainbow Road.
All right, you've made some valid points. But remember, Deluxe also lets you carry two items at once. It's like I've always said, it's all about having options, and boy, do I love options.
That's true, Donald. Just like a well-crafted speech has multiple points to drive home and resonate with the audience.
And like a good bipartisan bill, Deluxe brings everyone to the table with its wide appeal, just like when I worked across the aisle in Congress.
Look, guys, we can argue all day, but the real winner here is Mario. Just like America's always a winner with me at the helm. I'm a winner.
Well, Donald, I have to hand it to you. You definitely know how to make an entrance, just like a blue spiny shell swooping in out of nowhere.
All right, people, enough talking. Let's race. And remember, no matter who crosses the finish line first, we're all here to have a good time and enjoy each other's company, just like the American people deserve.
Well, I know who's going to cross the finish line first, and it's not you, Joe, but it goes really well so far, I must say. You guys do a good job, to be honest, and take a moment to enjoy that compliment because you don't get that very often from me. Although now I want to take it back again, but okay.
Well, nice to be back on track with you, Donnie. So in the meantime, while we're racing, let's talk about our businesses, how it's going right. Or what's also interesting, how did you guys start the Build-A-Business? Joe, you were quite the shrewd entrepreneur, and Donald, well, you've always been known for your deal-making prowess.
You know, Barack, back in the day, I owned and operated an ice cream parlor. I dished out scoops of joy and happiness just like I'm doing with my policies now.
Ice cream, Joe, that's adorable. Let me tell you, folks, I began with a small loan of $1 million, a mere million. I transformed that into a sprawling real estate empire just as I've transformed America into the greatest nation on earth.
Well, Donald, your journey certainly started with a bang. But Joe, an ice cream parlor? Did you ever consider giving out complimentary cones to win over potential supporters?
Barack, you've got me chuckling. While I never handed out freebies, I did offer extra sprinkles to the little ones, you know, building connections from an early age.
You guys are a riot, but let me tell you about my luxury hotels. They were the epitome of opulence, just like my hotels. My aim has always been to reach the pinnacle of success, to be the very best.
There's no denying that, Donald. Your flair for the extravagant has always been a defining trait. And Joe, did you ever come up with any catchy slogans for your ice cream parlor? Something like, yes, we cone.
Barack, that's a winner. But no, my slogan had a more down-to-earth feel. Bringing smiles since 75. It's all about embracing life's simple pleasures, you know?
Speaking of slogans, folks, I've had the best. Make America Great Again. It's a classic, much like my iconic tower in Manhattan.
Can't deny the power of a memorable slogan, Donald. And Joe, did you ever experiment with any secret ice cream flavors? A kind of trade secret you kept away from your competitors?
Well, Barack, I did have a secret concoction called the Unity Sundae, a fusion of all flavors harmonizing together in a single scoop, much like my approach to politics in the present day.
Unity Sunday, Joe, that's a good one. But let me tell you, folks, my business tactics mirrored my negotiation skills, firm and resolute, much like a perfectly cooked steak.
Your words have always had a way of leaving an impression, Donald. And Joe, did you ever find yourself in a rivalry with a neighboring ice cream shop?
Oh, absolutely, Barack. There was this one parlor just across the street that claimed their scoops were the creamiest in town. I just kept my cool, serving up my patrons with a smile, believing actions speak louder than claims.
Rivalries, huh? Let me tell you, I've had my share, competing for the tallest skyscraper, the most impressive view. It was like a real estate showdown, reminiscent of the political battles I've faced.
Well, gentlemen, whether it's frozen treats or prime real estate, you both brought your distinct flavors to your respective fields. And Donald, your audacious approach has certainly left an indelible mark.
Undoubtedly, Barack. And in politics, much like in business, our unique experiences shape our decisions as we strive for a brighter future. One scoop, one deal, one decision at a time.
Nice to know how you both started, guys. Well, now we're talking about business. Let's shift gears and talk about the future. We've all dabbled in various fields, and who knows what's next. Joe, are you thinking of starting another venture?
Well, Barack, you know me. I've always got a plan up my sleeve. I've been thinking of opening up a chain of Biden's Unity cafes, where folks from all sides can come together for a cup of Joe, and maybe even reach across the aisle for a muffin.
Unity cafes, Joe? That's intriguing, but maybe a bit risky considering your age, don't you think? Now, let me tell you, folks, I've been seriously thinking about launching Trump's Towering Tacos, a high-end taco franchise that's going to outshine any other taco joint out there. Believe me, it's going to be tremendous. And stay tuned, because I'm going to become your next president very soon. Get ready, because I'm going to make America great again.
Donald, first of all, you're almost the same age as me, so that's not a great comment. And secondly, I don't know if you read newspapers, but you're on the front page almost every day, and I can tell you it's not good news. With all the charges you've got against you, I hope you don't end up on a lengthy vacation anytime soon.
Oh, for God's sake, fuck off, Joe. You wished it. That is not going to happen.
Towering tacos, Donald? That's a creative twist, but I agree with Joe's point. Maybe you should try to avoid the front page of the newspapers for a while. It would be wise. As for me, I've been thinking about venturing into the world of publishing. Obama's Library of Laughs, a collection of humorous essays and anecdotes that'll bring a smile to everyone's face.
That's a fantastic idea, Barack. And Donald, Towering Tacos, I can already imagine the slogans, "Make tacos great again."
Joe, you've got the spirit. Make tacos great again. It's going to be a slogan for the ages. But Barack, Library of Laughs, that's a nice way to put it. Are you sure it won't turn into a political manifesto?
Oh, Donald, you always keep me on my toes. Rest assured, my library will be a lighthearted escape from the political trenches, a place to chuckle and reminisce.
Speaking of libraries, I've been thinking about a Biden's Bridge building bookstore, where folks can come together over a good read and maybe even find common ground on some issues.
Bridge building, Joe, that's a new one. But let me tell you, folks, my business idea is all about innovation. Trump's trending ties, a line of neckties embedded with LED lights that display trending Twitter hashtags. It's going to be a social media sensation.
Trending ties? That's a unique concept, Donald. I can see it now. People will be hashtagging their neckwear. And Joe, a bookstore focused on unity sounds like a wonderful initiative.
Thanks, Barack. You know, I've always believed that bringing people together starts with shared interests. And Donald, I can't wait to see the Twitter tie revolution take off.
Well, you guys certainly have some interesting plans ahead, but let me tell you, folks, I've got one more idea that's going to blow your minds. Trump's towering technologies, a high-rise building that's also a tech haven, complete with holographic golf courses and Twitter lounges.
Holographic golf courses, Donald, that's a whole new level of innovation. But remember, folks, no matter what we decide to pursue, let's make sure it's all in good fun and brings a smile to people's faces.
Absolutely, buddy. Laughter is the universal language that can bridge gaps and mend fences. And Donald, towering technologies with holographic golf, you've got a knack for the unexpected.
So guys, how's it going in the love department? I must say, I miss Michelle a bit during our game nights. I love being surrounded by her.
Damn, Barack, you are with her every fucking day. So what do you mean? You playing this game for less than 30 minutes? That's not so long.
Oh, lovely couple. Well, you know, Barack, love is a lot like politics. It requires patience, empathy, and the art of compromise, just like pushing through legislation in the Senate.
Love, Joe? Let me tell you, my romantic history is like my business deals, grand, opulent, and always making headlines. My love life is legendary, just like my buildings.
Legendary indeed, Donald. But let's not forget, love also encompasses humility and shared experiences. And Joe, you're spot on. Love and politics share the common trait of navigating complex terrain.
Absolutely, Barack. Love is all about finding common ground and understanding qualities I've honed throughout my career. And Donald, your romantic escapades could probably fill a book or a Twitter thread.
Well, you know me, guys. I've had the best love stories, the most incredible romances. Some say I have the most fantastic relationships, just like the fantastic rallies I held.
Fantastic rallies, Donald. That's an interesting analogy. However, we must remember that love also involves building bridges and reaching across divides.
Bridges, Barack? That reminds me of my lifelong dedication to unity. But in all seriousness, relationships, whether political or romantic, require dedication and effort, much like the work we do in the public sphere.
Work, Joe. Love should flow naturally, just like a perfect golf swing. Effortless and smooth, with no need for extra effort.
Well, Donald, while love might have a natural element, sustaining it does require conscious effort, communication, and compromise. And Joe, your ability to communicate with empathy has always been one of your strengths.
Thank you, Barack. Empathy is crucial in any relationship. It's like understanding the concerns of the American people, but on a more personal level.
Personal level, Joe. Let me tell you, folks, my personal touch is unparalleled. Just like those iconic handshakes with world leaders, I leave a lasting impression.
Handshakes, Donald, well, they do say a lot about a person. And Joe, speaking of personal touches, I've heard you're quite the hugger.
You've heard right, Barack. A hug can convey warmth, connection, and compassion, much like the emotional impact of a well-crafted speech. And Donald, your firm handshakes are as memorable as your catchphrases.
Memorable catchphrases, Joe? You've got that right. My words are like magic. They stick with you, just like a vivid memory of a beautiful sunset.
Beautiful sunsets, Donald. That's quite poetic. Love, politics, or personal branding. Each of us has our unique ways of making a lasting impression.
Impression, Barack? Indeed, but in the end, it's all about leaving a positive impact, whether it's on the nation or on someone's heart.
Positive impact, gentlemen? You're absolutely right. Just as I've made a positive impact on the global stage, I've also left my mark on the realm of matters of the heart.
Haha, that sounds so weird to hear out of your mouth, to be honest, but whatever. So, gentlemen, another game night comes to an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. What's on the agenda for the rest of the evening?
You know, Barack, I was thinking of catching up on my favorite crime dramas. Got to keep up with the suspense. It's like being back in the Senate.
Crime dramas, Joe. Let me tell you, I've got a new reality show idea, Trump's Treasures. It's going to be tremendous, folks, showcasing my collection of priceless artifacts. Art of the deal, you know?
Reality show, Donald, you certainly have a flair for the dramatic. And Joe, crime dramas can be quite thrilling, just like the anticipation before a big vote.
Absolutely, Barack. And speaking of anticipation, I've got a secret stash of ice cream waiting for me in the freezer. Comfort food after a game night.
Ice cream, Joe. Let me tell you, folks, I'm going to unwind by reviewing blueprints for my new golf course. Trump's Majestic Greens. It's going to be a hole-in-one.
Majestic Greens, Donald? Well, you do have a knack for building things up. And Joe, ice cream is a classic choice for relaxation.
You're spot on, Barack. And Donald, golf courses are all about precision, much like the precision needed to find common ground.
Common ground, Joe. Let me tell you, folks, I'm also planning to catch up on the latest Twitter trends. Gotta stay relevant, just like my policies.
Twitter trends, Donald? Staying in the loop, I see. Golf and Twitter sound like quite the mix, swinging the club and the smartphone simultaneously.
Well, gentlemen, I might join you on Twitter, Donald. Got to keep up with the digital age.
Adapting, Joe? You're definitely evolving. And Barack, what's your post-game night plan?
I'm planning to dive into a good book, something thought-provoking.
Books, Barack, you've always been the intellectual among us. And Donald, what about you? Any more surprises in store?
Surprises, Joe? You know I'm full of them. But tonight I'm going to brainstorm new slogans. Trump's Tremendous Tales. A collection of my most memorable quotes. It's going to be a bestseller, folks.
Tremendous tales, Donald. You're certainly preserving your legacy in a unique way. And Joe, reading is always a great way to unwind.
Well, gentlemen, whatever we're up to, let's make sure it's fun and lighthearted, just like our game night banter.
Banter, Joe? You're absolutely right. Whether it's in the political arena or a game night, a good laugh is the best way to end the day.
Well, friends, it looks like we've come to the end of this fun-filled video. We want to take a moment to thank you all for tuning in and joining us for a little game night banter.
That's right, Barack. Your support and engagement mean a lot to us. We hope we've brought a smile to your face and maybe even a chuckle or two.
Absolutely, Joe. Your views and likes keep us motivated. Remember, the laughter and camaraderie don't have to end here. If you enjoyed this, you won't want to miss our earlier game night video. It's a blast!
That's right, Donald. In our previous videos, you'll find even more hilarious conversations and friendly competition. It's like a time capsule of our shared moments and banter.
And speaking of time capsules, you'll see how our game night dynamics have evolved from our discussions on Mario Kart to our reflections on matters of the heart.
Trust me, people, it's a must-watch. Like the best deals, it's a win-win for you, entertainment and laughter all in one video. So if you are enthusiastic, you can click the playlist at the end of this video. So binge watch more of our videos.
So to all our viewers, thank you once again for spending time with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and share the video. Let's spread the good vibes around.
And remember, friends, keep your eyes peeled for more content in the future. You never know when the three of us might pop up again for another round of fun and laughter.
That's right, Joe. So until next time, keep those smiles wide and those remotes handy. And guys, as always, you're fired up for a good time.